Wyclef Jean, BKS1 Radio. Let's go.
This is Essence Atkins, and this is BKS1 Radio.
Hi, this is Melba Moore, and you're listening to BKS1 Radio.
Yo, check it out. What's the deal? This the chef. Giving a big shout out to my peoples. Big KS, you already know what it is. Salute.
What's up? It's your girl Monifa, and I'm hanging with BKS1 Radio.
Hi, I'm Iyanla Van Zandt, and you're listening to BKS1 Radio.
BKS Radio, baby.
Hey, this is Jasmine Guy for BKS1 Radio.
What's going on? This is Lamont Rooker, and this is BKS1 Radio.
Shout out to BKS1, the best kept damn secret in the business.
Hey, what's up? This is Raven Goodwin from BET's Being Mary Jane, and shout out to BKS1.
Hi, this is Leon. You're watching BKS1 Radio.
BKS1. God bless y'all.
Yeah, we are live. We ain't even in testing mode no more. Listen, yours ain't on? Okay, there you go. I think you on now.
Testing.
You good?
Let me see. Testing. Can you hear me?
Yep.
All right.
Is this mic on?
Is this mic on?
I think people might want
this thing on.
I think people might want it off by the
end of the show.
By the end of the show is all I'm saying. But
we here.
Okay. All right. Here we go. All right. let me come in the proper way. Okay. Hello, everybody. It is your girl, Latoya Chanel, and I am here with the wonderful Miss Queen B for the Owl Show right here on BKS1 Radio. Exactly. It's another Tuesday. We are back. We are happy. Listen, we have not been here in some time. It has been a long time. First of all, a long time since we have been here together. Absolutely. And it has been a long time since I have been here by myself. And we're going to pack a lot into this hour, right, best friend?
Yes.
We got some tissues sitting over there to the side because we are really just at a point right now where whatever comes up is what is coming out. Mm-hmm. And
I think we're old enough.
I think we old enough.
We earned it.
I think, you know what I mean? We like basically half of 100. So yeah. We at a point right now in life where we could just say, huh?
I said we
almost there. So we are at a point in life where we could pretty much just say whatever it is that we want to say. Mm-hmm. However, again, best friend, you know what I mean? Whether we are in the studio or not, you and I talk on a daily basis, no matter what. So, I mean, that is what it is. So it's not like we're just getting back up with each other because, you know, we stay up with each other. And just in the last 2 months alone, like I said in my promo video a bit earlier, just in the last 2 months alone, there has been a lot that has gone on and there has been a lot that's happened. And as you know, as we
life has been lifing.
Life has been lifing.
Yes, it has.
And as we say all the time, you know, this show is therapy for us.
Absolutely.
And therapy is definitely needed at this time. Right. And was one of the things that kept me from being here, you know, on every single Tuesday was because I did not know what to say. Mm-hmm. And trying to tap into some creative juices to this thing is hot. Trying to tap into some creative juices just to get things out. To be very honest with you, I did not have it. And so I couldn't do the show. I wasn't here for the last 2 months because I'm not Superwoman.
That's okay.
And I do not, as you and I discussed yesterday, I do not follow the narrative that, you know,
was created.
The narrative that's created for Black women, that we can handle everything and that we are superheroes and
we gotta die to ourselves,
right, in order to take care of everybody else. You know, we can take care of everybody else, we can do for everybody else, and we don't ever need time and we don't ever need a break. We can just endure, and I don't subscribe to that notion.
Not at all.
So I have actually taken some time off, and then you can go into what's been going on with you. I have actually taken some time off. I took some time off from here. I haven't been here for the last 2 months. I took some time off from work. I haven't been to work really in the last 2 months. And I've just been taking a break. You know, those time periods where it's like you waking up at, 11 o'clock, not getting out of bed till 1 or 2. Mm-hmm. And that's just what I've been doing because I need to, for my own mental well-being, for my mental and emotional health and well-being, because I need a break. I'm not Superwoman. I'm not, strong Black woman, that whole narrative. I'm not any of those things. I am a human being who experiences things and feels things And when I do experience and feel things, sometimes I need a break. And this was just a point in time where I needed a break. So that's why you haven't seen me here. But what's been going on with you, sis? Go ahead, tell us.
Well, I mean, 2024, I don't even know how to summarize a year because remember we used to do that.
Yeah.
So I don't know how to summarize a year because honestly, there's so many things that happen.
We gonna get into it,
right? But the first thing is let me couple people. I know a lot of people are tuning in and a lot of people are here. So I just want to give my shout outs before we start getting into realm. My job friends, Toya, Tierra, I shout out them who are watching, definitely watching. My family. If you call yourselves my family, then hey. You know what I mean? Ooh. You call yourself a friend. Hey, you know.
We start. I'm gonna keep drinking.
Hey, listen.
No, because we already started.
Okay.
But no, go ahead.
So if you call myself, and if you're involved in my life, shout out to you. If you pour into me, if you call me, if you text me, if you think about me, if you pray for me, shout out to you. Mm-hmm. And for all the others, don't bother.
I'm gonna keep drinking because we already started.
Don't bother.
Yeah,
that's it.
But other than that, during this, since we saw you last here on the show, you've been good. You've been okay.
Yeah, I've been okay. I've been maintaining. I've been maintaining. I've been trying to. Because I will be real with you and saying, and you know this already, so it's not new to you, but I have literally been going through some things. Mm-hmm. And I literally have been pulling myself out of those things because for the last 6 months, so many things have happened. Mm-hmm. And I am conditioned, do not get me wrong, I am conditioned to hard times. I am conditioned to things going wrong. I know how to pray and everything like that. But when life just won't let up.
It won't let up.
When things just, there's one thing about being strong and then there's another thing about, wait a minute, I need to take a step back. So a lot of what I've been doing is basically taking a step back from life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
From life, from a lot of the things that I need to do. And some of those things require me to be alone, right? Mm-hmm. Some of them. And some of those things require me to reach back into myself.
Yeah.
And go back to what I know. You know, some people say you do your first works over again. And I'm feeling like that right now.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
and to that, because I just want to piggyback off of that. And to that, when you get to a point, right? When you get to a point where, like you said, life is life and so much is happening at one time, and it feels like there's just a lot on you and a lot to figure out, and you start pulling back. I'm in a space where I literally, y'all know bandwidth is one of my favorite words. Yes. I literally only have the bandwidth for my own thoughts right now. Mm-hmm. And trying to process everything that's going on in my world and figure out how I feel about it, what's the next steps, how I'm going to cope with things. Absolutely. You know what I mean? So I do know that, and I know we're going to get into it in a second, I do know that there has been times where we had a tragedy that happened in June, right. In our friend group. And I know since then there have been a lot of people that have been calling me, and there's been a lot of people that have been reaching out. There's times where I have just not answered the phone. I do plan on reaching back out to people, but I just want to let everybody know that that was just one thing that was going on in my world.
Mine too.
And a major thing, but that was just one thing that had been going on in my world. So I love all of those that were reaching out to me. I love everyone that was just concerned about me. And I'm definitely going to get back. Y'all know me. Y'all know how I am with everybody and how I am in my relationships. It's just that it's been this particular time period where I just truly do not have it. I am really in a space where waking up and sometimes doing absolutely nothing is enough. And or all I can manage to do right now.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So, you know, I'm in therapy, I'm doing all the things, I'm praying, I'm meditating, I'm journaling, I'm reading. Shout out to Councilman Dr. Darcella Sessomes, who has been on the show before, who is a therapist as well, who actually just stopped by my house one day and dropped a bunch of books.
I love that.
And a bunch of stuff and journals and everything off on my back porch. And I am super, super, super grateful and appreciative of you for doing that. She, as you say all the time, thought it not robbery to think about me in this time.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't know anything that was really going on with me. She just knew that, you know, June was my birthday and figured, oh, let me do something nice for her and drop some things off. And I truly appreciate her because she doesn't know that the stuff that she dropped off was right on time.
Okay.
And exactly what I needed. So, you know, I'm reading, I'm journaling, I'm meditating, I'm praying, I'm talking to my therapist, I'm doing all the things, I'm exercising. Well, I just started the exercising thing again. But exercising and all of those things. And so, again, for everybody that's been reaching out, everybody that's been checking in with me, everybody saying, there's been a lot of people that's been saying, you know, I've been seeing your pictures on social media. You don't look like you're smiling.
Yeah.
A lot of people, I've read your comments, I've read your messages. You're right. I hadn't been. So much going on, but I'm gonna get back to it, y'all. You know what I mean? But I just think everybody that was reaching out and everybody, you know, throughout all this time period, and you know, and my circle, my everythings, my all, my children, my Edward, my Ethan, my Debbie, my Dayana,
Yes.
my you, my Mimi, my
Yeah.
Tasha, my Shantae, my Jesse, my Katab, my Kyra, my Fallon, my Danny, my Nikki, my, you know what I mean? These are my people.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's like your circle is your everything, and your circle is how you endure. Your circle is your sustainability, how you get through life. And these are people that pour into me on a daily basis, no matter if I'm giving anything to them or not. And I thank God for them. You know what I mean? I thank God for them. So that's just, you know.
Now that you've got that out the way.
Yeah, now that I got that out the way. Oh, God, we got to get into the hard stuff. We got tissues. I've never cried on air. I don't know if you've ever cried on it. I did, and you did.
Yeah, I did.
I've never cried on air.
I did. I did. And I'm a G still.
I'm going to try not to now.
Okay.
Are we
got
okay?
it. Yeah. Why not?
All right, so we just going to jump right into it, right?
All right. Then.
Okay, we just going to jump right into it. I'm trying.
You don't have to try, though. Remember, you don't have to try.
Okay.
All right. Shake it off.
Okay. So, and you can take this over for me at any time you want to.
It's all right. Let it out. Let it go.
Okay. Got it, tissue.
So we lost
Tissue.
our sister.
Thank you.
And it has been one of the hardest things in our life. We miss her, right? So we miss her. But it has been the most devastating thing recently in our life. And I think there were surrounding things around her death and the friendship, right?
Yep.
Because we're transparent here.
We gonna be transparent.
Has been devastating.
Mm-hmm.
Because as I've said privately, and I'll say it publicly, this was our sister. I won't allow anyone to dictate after 30-something years of friendship that we allow the last 3 years to be dictated by how close we were or not. Right?
Right.
A loss is a loss.
Right.
And we lost her, and we love her.
Yep.
And no one can take that away.
Mm-hmm.
When I say no one, I mean no one.
Right.
No one. She was a pillar in our friendships, but also, she was on the show. She was our showmate. She is my son's godmother.
Mine too.
Right. And she definitely was our friend and sister.
Mm-hmm.
Our friendship was not as strong as it should have been.
Ooh,
right?
We going into that?
Got to.
Okay. All right. Wait, let me find this again. Okay.
It wasn't as strong at the end as it should have been.
Mm-hmm.
And we take full responsibility for that, whatever part we play in that.
Mm-hmm.
But we were there till the end, right?
Yep.
And we don't understand everything. We don't. But what I will say is,
I definitely don't.
Yeah, of course you don't. But what I will say is, the love is there.
Mm-hmm.
And shout out to her daughter.
Shout out to Taylor.
Yep. Who is without her mom,
Mm-hmm.
and whom I know is strong, whom I know is going to be okay.
Right.
Shout out to her.
Yeah.
Any words of wisdom to people? I don't want to. You go ahead.
Mm-mm.
You sure?
You got this.
I would say if I had, at 45, I've learned a lot of lessons when it comes to friendships. And I will say, speak about everything, talk about everything, and don't allow time. I'm going to use your words. The arrogance of time. To separate you. Mm-hmm. Right?
You're right.
That is my wisdom. That is my words. And don't allow people to make issues bigger than what they are, and allow them to do that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And keep the separation.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
And to those who did that, rock on. Or should we say what? Kick rocks? Should we say that? Okay. That part.
Okay.
Got that out my chest.
You got that off your chest?
I did.
Yeah. Okay. Everybody else does. Everybody else gets things off their chest. So I mean, you have the right, respectfully, to do so.
Absolutely.
As well. We just so happen to have a platform where we can.
Right.
So it's okay. It's honestly okay. Just everything that you said. If you did have a relationship with someone for decades, do what you can. Do what you can. Try and try again. Keep trying.
Absolutely.
If this is someone you care about, if this is someone you love, keep trying. Because unfortunately, we're not always going to be here.
Right. Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, we're not always going to be here. Also, time is not promised to any of us. And so for those of us that think that we have so much of it left, you may not always have it. You may not always get that time. There are times where there's things you want to say and there's things you want to do, and you think you have, oh, well, no, I'll do it then, or I'll do it later, or I'll do it after this, or I'll do it, when the best time is. Make the best time, because it's not promised.
It's not.
It's not promised. And so if you wanted to have a conversation with somebody or reconcile something or get to some kind of understanding with someone, whatever it may be, you got to make the time. There's never going to be a right time. A right time is not going to present itself. You have to create that right time.
Absolutely.
You know. And that's for those people.
And
for those who instigate the problems.
Yeah, that part. To God be with them. That's it. That's all I have to say.
There's a certain amount of evil in this world where no matter what I have been through with people, there has literally never been any kind of hate in my heart towards them. I mean, ever. I have people that I will never speak to again in life, but there's still no hate for them at all. There are people that have actively done things to get at me or say things. I have no hate for them. And I'll probably never have any hate for them because I'm not a hateful or evil person where I would. But I do find that there's a lot of evil in this world.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of evil that resides in people. And you really don't find out where you are with people until major things happen.
Yeah, but you
and
know
you
what?
find out just how extreme and evil people can really be regarding you.
I guess.
Regarding relationships.
I'll leave that there.
Right? Good. No, keep going.
Because sometimes you know. Sometimes you know.
Sometimes you know people's character.
Character.
But sometimes you don't know how far they will
overlook
go.
it. You overlook it.
Yeah.
You know, you do stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't even want to give them any type of more play. I said what I said. We still mourn her. We mourn our sister. We love her. And we miss her. And we want her to rest easy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And to continue to shine her bright light on us. And that's it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to say. I love her, miss her.
Love her, yeah.
And that's it.
Love her. Never stopped loving her.
Never. And we won't.
And won't. And won't. Even as we come to understanding on it all and come to a place of peace in it all.
I had to learn that, you know, I've grieved so many people, right? You always do, right? You grieve.
Right.
There's a grief. There's grief where you grieve a person and they're still alive. There's grief when you are grieving somebody. Somebody passed away and you're like, but it's nothing like this grief is different for me, right? It has been extremely different for me. And I will, every now and then, a memory will pop up, you know, something that she did, you know, to hear her voice, to laugh, to because she loved life. She loved to laugh, and she was silly and crazy.
Right.
And we have so many moments of those. I have so many videos of her. I have so much life, and I'm not talking about video. I'm talking about, you know, videos and pictures and stuff of when we were children.
Right.
Kids before kids, before,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Before, I mean, my first boyfriend, or, you know, whatever. We have all of those things.
I think it's something about, so, you know, people lose their grandmothers and people lose their, you know, co-workers, but I think it's something about when it was somebody close enough to you where you talked about future and you talked about life and you talked about
and young
fears. Yeah. And you talked about fears and you talked about God.
Yes.
And what you thought and the things and your faith and your this and your that. And you know, okay. So before this show was on Tuesday nights, right? The show was on Friday nights, right? Late Friday nights. But on Tuesday nights, we all had Bible study, right? And we would either have Bible study at her house or either we had Bible study at, one of the other friends' houses. And we had all broke off into partnerships where, you had your prayer partners and she was mine. And so, anytime there was a study or a discussion or a conversation or any of those things, it was me and her, Like, everybody knows that we're best friends. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then Mimi and, and y'all know Mimi too. You'd see the three of us together all the time. But when we were in spiritual worship, it was she and I because we were designated partners and we studied together and we wrote things down together and read that to each other and, all of those things. So, I don't know.
Okay, best friend.
Yeah. It's hard.
It's hard. And it's okay. And I just want everybody to understand that grief is a process. We are publicly healing.
Right.
This is what our show is about.
Right. Healing. It's about healing.
We are women who help heal.
Right.
And that's exactly what we do. And we gotta heal. Unfortunately, we gotta heal ourselves.
Yeah.
But we have to grieve and we have to show you how to heal. And there is somebody out there today. That is grieving a mother, that is grieving a brother, that is grieving a sister, that's grieving a child, that is grieving anybody. And we literally stand with you. We understand. Right. This is the most difficult time of our lives.
Yeah.
It is not easier by the day. It is not a thought that's not with me every day. Right.
But I do have to bring up, it's like you mentioned, because it's not just the grief, as complex as grief is.
Yes.
It's not just the grief that we are dealing with. As B mentioned, there was so much surrounded around this time period that you couldn't deal with grief because you was dealing with other stuff.
And I will tell you this, I will add this. It's not just grieving her, but it's also grieving other friendships as well.
You better say it.
Do you understand?
You better say it.
It's also grieving other friendships as well. So that's the part, that's the part that's heavy.
Grieving people that you always thought would be in your life.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like we not in high school. We're not in middle school where people make friends and then they're not your friends and then girls are catty and this, that, or other. We are, you know what I mean?
We're old.
We old. You know what I'm saying? We old. We done been married, had kids, divorced, dealt with death of parents and being broke and feeding each other's kids.
Yes.
And, all of those things, right?
Yes.
So it's like we're not 13 years old. We're not children. We're not catty girls. So it's like to grieve her and to have to grieve
at the same time
other friendships simultaneously.
It's difficult.
It's almost like you lost multiple people at the same time.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? So it's like everything feels like a loss.
Oh, the burial's long.
Yeah, right?
It's long.
Right? Everything feels like a loss. So now you're walking around dealing with, processing all of this loss at once.
Do anybody, I want to see if anybody, everybody said grief is definitely a process. Grieving all three. Tiffany Barker said that's hard. And then the reality is you trust God and yet rightfully have questions. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
Tiffany, I will tell you this. Everyone who knows me knows my spirituality. Everybody knows who God is to me, right? Everybody knows. I don't hide him. I don't whatever. I will tell you that, and I was telling my mother this the other day. Life had gotten so hard for me that it got hard to pray.
Girl,
I would literally get on my knees and
you just there. You don't even know what to say.
I don't know what to say. And don't get me wrong. Some prayers are tears, right? Some prayers are simply just processing. And some tears are God, I don't have the words, but you know my heart and you know what's on my heart, because God says he's close to the brokenhearted, right? So here we are. Here I am. I'm giving you my heart back, right? And it's been difficult to find any words, to find the silver lining in any of this. So I will tell you, Miss Tiffany, I will tell you this. It had gotten hard for me to understand what God was doing. And that sometimes at an age we're at now, when I was comfortable, right? And not because God gave me every single thing at the time that I wanted it, right? Sometimes he said no to things. But it was difficult for me to understand. Sometimes I could figure out, oh, you did this because,
Yeah.
Or, all right, we going through this, and then I'm going to see, and, God, that your glory still is there. I couldn't find it.
Right.
I couldn't find it.
Right.
I couldn't find it because for the last 6 to 8, 9 months, a year, I have gone through hell and back. Right. And I couldn't understand it. It's not just me. I'm going to tell you this. I'm not even going to make it about me. Right. I'm going to tell you that there are people across this nation that are going through things that they can't shake. That 2024 has been one of the years where you just are looking around like, okay, do I need to search for God with a flashlight? Like, what are we doing?
Right.
Why is it happening? Why can't things let up?
And you know what? One of the things that was hardest for me, just to go back to Melissa really quick, one of the things that was hardest for me, and like I mentioned, her being my prayer partner and us reading the Bible together and all of that for a reason. One of the things that was the hardest for me was that after she died, remembering all the things that she had been praying for.
Absolutely.
And remembering the list of stuff she would give me on a weekly basis to pray for her that she never got to see.
I think it changed. I think her death changed me in a way to where, and you see, I started back to doing what I love, right? Because at the end of the day, I think you're right in that we saw things, and as much as people say, she accomplished a lot, and she did. She was a beautiful girl. She was a smart girl. Let's be real. She had a master's before all of us. Remember, she had a master's before all of us had masters, right? But I say that to say there were so many things that we knew that she wanted to do.
Right, and that's the part.
The hard part.
That's the hard part. I know what she, the things that she wanted, the things she prayed for, her hopes, her dreams, her aspirations, her goals, all of those things. And so, praying for these things for her on a weekly basis, and now for a life cut so short, so young, knowing that she never got them, it frightened me. You know what? Honestly, I don't even know if frighten is the correct word. And to be honest with you, I probably need to look up what the correct word is.
There we go.
Because I probably need to look up what the correct word is.
That part bothers me.
Because I don't know what that word is. But I'm going to say this. I feel some kind of way where it's like, oh, wait, God. So all that I'm putting into this and all that I'm putting into that.
That's the part.
There's a possibility that could never be.
That's the part.
There's a possibility that could never happen. And I know nothing is promised. You know what I mean? I know the word. I know this, that, or the other. Katara said anxiety. Yes, definitely. Yes. It gives you a bit of anxiety as well. Yeah. And it's like, wait, but it's frightening. It makes you anxious. It's disappointing almost. It's almost like, wait a minute. And it's like, we know we are supposed to have faith and be of good cheer, and we know, you're supposed to have enough faith as a mustard seed. I got faith tattooed on my back.
Not even that. You know said what I mean? I was supposed to live my life with abundance, right? Right. Everything, there's nothing that you'll withhold from me. Right. You said that. You said those things. So I don't. And now to processing that part.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So processing that
has been hard. It's been very hard. It's been very, very
hard.
So along with the grief, along with the dealing with all of the BS that has surrounded the grief part, and processing that, which was also more of a loss.
This ultimately we lost.
It's a loss. All of it is a loss.
Oh my God.
All of it is one big loss of everything that we once knew, of everything that made us comfortable, of things that made us us.
Yes.
It's one big loss.
Yes, it is.
And so, I know both of us have been in a space where we both have been grieving just that. Now, again, we still only talking about one part of life. It ain't like we don't got other stuff going on.
Absolutely.
Major stuff.
Right.
But just grieving just that. And you know what? And I gotta say it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, go.
Okay, good.
Shoot.
Grieving how I want
Literally.
to grieve. And I'm gonna say that again. Grieving how I want to grieve. Not how somebody believes that I should grieve, or how I should be entitled
to grieve.
Absolutely. But grieving exactly how I want and need to.
Absolutely.
Without approval.
Absolutely.
Acceptance of anyone else, of what anyone else has had to say or has said already. So, grief, this entire period has been a grieving period.
Yes, it has.
One of the reasons why I just had to
hey Mimi.
One of the reasons why I had to just take some time, because this was definitely a part of, like I said, it wasn't all. This was a part of something that I was dealing with. And and when you get to the part where it doesn't seem like there is a relief in any area in your life, you know what I mean? Like
that's like you feel like you're suffocating.
And for me, the area of friendships was never an area that I ever worried about.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
I never worried about that area. From kindergarten until 45,
so
I never worried about that.
So I was different. And
well,
I always
44, 42.
Right, lies. I was different. I was the type of person that I didn't trust a lot, right? And you know this. I didn't trust a lot, and it took me a really long time to lay my issues, my problems, my wants, my needs, my just everything, my secrets.
To be transparent.
Yes.
To be vulnerable.
Vulnerable.
Right.
I could not do that.
Yeah.
And I was grateful because y'all didn't leave me by the wayside when I was like that, right?
Yeah.
And we grew to this beautiful friendship, this beautiful, like, I trust you, girl. You know what I mean? I love you, girl.
Right.
We raised these kids, girls,
Right.
To get to 45 and be back to square one again. Do you understand? Back to square one. So that's the problem that I'm having, and it's very hard. And I never thought that I would be like this. I thought that I didn't think it looks so and feels so unfamiliar to me.
It is very unfamiliar.
And it's okay.
And trying to navigate this space,
but we will navigate it.
It's difficult.
We will get through it. We will navigate it. It's still
difficult.
fresh. It's still hard.
Yeah.
It's still whatever.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
But we
yeah,
do this
listen,
together.
Listen.
We grieve this together.
We ride together. What was it? We ride together. We die
together.
Like that's
bad girls for life.
That's it. That's where we are at this point. Like we looked at each other. I remember the day after Melly passed, and we was like, girl, like
hey,
this is it. Like this
here.
is it.
This
like
it.
this girl.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? This is us. You
Yeah.
know? And it's like I said, there were so many other things that were going on outside of that. And, I've been transparent on the show. I had changed the title of the show to The Healing Journey because I had...
That's what we need right now anyway.
I had mentioned in the start of 2023 how things were, really starting to get difficult then with in my own family and in my own household. And, for all those that don't know by now, I'm a caregiver for my mother. And for those people who are, I'm going to say, in-house.
Yes.
Caregivers, because there's a difference.
There's outhouses and
there's
in-house.
and there's in-house.
Yes.
When you are an in-house caregiver and it is your 24/7 and it's not something you can ever walk away from at this age, I don't think that anybody had prepared a lot of us for that.
Yes.
And you
although
guys,
I do it every day.
Listen, I don't think we are prepared.
But I still don't do it as long as
for another transition of the relationships in your life to be different from what they've always been.
Yeah.
You know, and even through therapy, you know, my therapist always says, you know, even when you're taking care of an elderly or sick parent and they're not who they once were, it's still a loss. It's an ambiguous loss because they are still here and they are still alive, but they are not who they were.
Absolutely.
And they definitely don't play the part that they used to play in
Absolutely.
your life. You know what I mean? So it's, again, it's loss. So, you know, for me, it has been an overwhelming feeling of loss all across the board. You know,
Miss Cook, it's funny you should say that. I do want to read your comment. It's beautiful that you have each other in the grieving process because so often we unfollow, stay in silent. Let me tell you this.
Because you know that's where I was going next. No, I was going to that next. But go ahead.
No, I just want to say, and you can take it from me.
Thank you for that comment.
Thank you for the comment.
Yeah.
But I will tell you this. That wasn't always the case with me. And honestly, I tried to grieve her and these things by myself. My friends would not let me. I had literally shut down. I didn't want to answer any calls. I didn't want to do no text message because, and I'll be real with you on this show, because even me and her friendship is a memory of me and her friendship.
Right.
Do you understand? Even your friendship with me is a memory of her. So now, I didn't look at us.
You know what I mean?
I didn't want to be. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't even want to be around my other best friends because I couldn't bring myself to do that. Yeah. I couldn't. I had to literally just go within myself and cry to myself and do whatever to myself. But they would not let me. Girl, you know, and I realized it's true. We're all grieving, right? Yeah. We all have a loss. But I just have always been unfortunately, I've always been the one that been like, let me just do this by myself. Let me just go into myself. Let me just, go into my shell and everything like that. But I realize that too is not, because you grieving together is a beautiful thing.
Right.
You being able to talk out your feelings and talk out your emotions and talk out everything is still a beautiful thing within itself. So
absolutely,
I have to. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I'm grateful for that.
And that's
and I'm not alone. Like,
right.
And we're not supposed to be sisterhood. We're sisters. Like, we're not supposed to do certain things alone. We're not supposed to. It's funny because I post several things all the time, but I realized that one of the things I did post is that sisterhood does not come after or before anything. It is along with, right? Mm-hmm. The ride. It's a journey. It's a journey. It's the life. It's the life that you live, and it just goes simultaneously and intricately with other things.
Yeah, absolutely.
With other relationships, with other friendships, with whatever. So absolutely, I'm
not
grateful.
a this or a
Yes.
that. It's a constant. It's a always,
Yeah.
right? And so that was definitely one of the things that I was going to go into about how this time period where I'm gonna be complete, like you used to say all the time.
Yeah.
We're fully transparent on this show, and I'm gonna be fully transparent. I have not been myself.
Mm-hmm.
I have not been myself. I have not been regular Toya. I've not been Toya that can take on everything, that can tackle everything, that can help everybody else out, that can still laugh, joke, find the humor in it. Because, everybody know if I can find the humor in something, no matter what's going on.
Crazy. Everybody knows that I joke about everything.
We have fun. We laugh. We joke. We dance. We've been like this for decades, right?
Yeah.
That has not been me during this time period. Yeah. And it seemed like all hell broke loose on my birthday, right?
Yeah.
Like, I had this big, wonderful birthday party. I looked how I wanted to look. Everything was fabulous. Everything looked great.
Well, yeah.
And then
it was like the Met Gala. It was nice.
It was, I loved it. I loved how everything came out. Yeah. And literally 3 days after that, I thought I was going on a vacation. Got all the way to my destination.
Yes.
To turn around 5 hours, and you guys were waiting to catch your flights to come to join, and literally 5 hours later got back on another plane to come back as my mother was in ICU and was being intubated with a tube down her throat, right? And so I made it to the hospital at a little after midnight, and they allowed me to come in and allowed me to see her. You know what I mean? And so it's like things like that have been happening literally for the last 2 months.
Right.
You know, that's one of the things.
Absolutely.
You know, Melly passing has been one of the things. You know what I mean? There's so many other things. There are things I can't even talk about right now on here. Yes, we're fully transparent, but no, I ain't telling y'all every damn thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But there's other
Well, I'm
things.
sure we'll get to it when it's over.
Some point in time.
When it's over.
Yeah. You know what I mean? But it's
I just want to, because you know I'm a goofball.
Go ahead, because I wanted to go back to talking about your circle.
No, I wanted to talk about another thing I'm grieving.
What?
The breakdancing in the Olympics.
I hate you right now.
The breakdancing in the Olympics. Like,
I hate you.
You don't want to grieve that with me?
That? I think it's hilarious, and I think
I feel like this should be a movie.
I think it's hilarious, and I think every single meme.
It's like one of them Wayans brothers movies.
Yes, it is.
Is
Where's
it
Marlon? Where Marlon Wayans?
Where is Marlon
I'm about to DM Marlon and be like,
you know what? We got to reach out to him.
Please do
because
this. Please.
Did you see her? Did y'all see her?
I hate you. Marlon Wayans, please.
Katara said I'm grieving that too.
Marlon Wayans, please.
The next dance movie.
Please. I mean, to a T, do every single thing she did. The entire routine,
the outfit,
please.
Wear it.
All of it.
Wear the outfit.
All of it, please.
I'm sorry. Y'all know I'm crazy, so I had to get this out because it's been plaguing my spirit.
It's bothering you.
It's
on top of everything else.
On top of everything else.
On top of everything else, yeah.
What the... You know what? I have one phrase.
Go ahead.
The audacity.
That's what it is.
And then they're now over-explaining how she got into the competition.
Wait, well, how did she?
Oh.
How?
And I just want to know, hold up, before I say this, I just want to know, first of all, I found out, Tasha said, yes, it's the craziest thing I've seen in my life. But her, from what I understand, and I don't quote me because I want to kind of do my research on this, but I think somebody in her life, I think her boyfriend, was a judge for the Olympics. That's what I heard.
Is that true?
I'm telling you, that's what I read. Tasha said she want to protest. Tasha, I'm with my sign with you. But I just want to know, when I tell you, you know what? I don't want to interview her. I want to interview the person that had to go up against her.
I don't think she should talk.
I want to interview the person that had to go up against her. Because how do you keep a straight face as you sit there and watch?
I mean, you got a WTF face the entire time while you standing there.
And, like, I would look at the judges and be like, this can't be real.
Are y'all serious right there?
This can't be real.
I think she was a plant.
You think so?
I think she was a plant.
Like at the Apollo?
Yeah, I think she was. I don't know. I think she was a plant. I think they just put her there.
I am telling you.
What they be saying about rap, she an industry plant? I think she was an industry plant.
Can I just tell y'all? Tell me what y'all think. But can I just tell y'all, no, seriously, when I watched it.
Shut up. I hate you.
When I watched it, and I have watched it over and over again, and you know the internet is fast.
Yes.
They've been making memes.
All the memes are hilarious.
All the memes are just spot on, right?
Yeah.
But when I watched it, she literally, and then can I just tell you, I had to get on somebody.
But it was the confidence in her face.
The
confidence in her face.
Best friend. I had to literally, can I just tell you that I had to say, this can't be real. This can't be real. And the fact that somebody in the comments, they were like, see, we want to talk about, women's rights. This ain't got nothing to do with women's rights. Nothing. She's not a dancer. This wasn't for the culture. This wasn't, she didn't study. She didn't know. Who?
She watched a video.
Missy, are you going to have her at your show?
She watched a video. And she was like, I could do this. This is nothing. And somebody in another country that don't know the culture
But
said,
you know what I want to see?
Yes, you can.
Because in order for you to get into the Olympics, there are not tapes, but you have to show them moves in order to qualify. Where are those? Somebody send me them.
You want to see them tapes?
Where are those
the
moves? Where is
preliminary
that?
tapes? You want to see the preliminary?
Where
tapes.
is that?
Okay. Okay.
Show me that.
Okay. I get it.
Because let me tell you something. That little green outfit was moving, wasn't it?
She was when she was on the floor doing this one like a sandwich. I said, "Oh, okay, that one was
hopping around like
yeah."
So I just want to tell you, we said that grief is a process. And I'm telling you, I mourn because I don't are they going to have
it's just
another are they throwing that out the
it's just too much mourning.
It's
just we are in a habitual state of mourning. Is habitual the right word? Maybe a continual state. There you go. We are in a continual state of mourning for everything at this point.
What did she think?
Listen,
when she got up that morning?
She made it.
And she put that little outfit on?
She made it there.
She put that little green outfit on?
She got moves.
Oh, God.
They said they thought she had moves, sis. So, Sassy said her country approved her. Obviously, they don't have standards.
Well, the fact that, do they even know, hey, Sassy, but do they even know?
They know nothing about the culture.
What the culture
they
is?
Know nothing about
like
dancing.
No. Can I just tell you? Did you watch Breaking?
No, they did.
Do you remember? No, that's our that is our
they don't
era.
Know anything about that. They don't know. And where is she from? Australia. She's from Australia, right?
But you need to go back to the tapes.
You know how many?
Because you could have did some spinning and stuff that was from back in the day. You could have practiced. How long did she practice for?
She didn't have to. What are you talking about?
Right.
I could do that right now in the middle of the studio.
You're right.
Either way.
Well, Tara, you're right. So the thing is that as much as we are saying, oh my gosh, she didn't belong, she literally has gone viral.
Yeah.
And we'll probably get some endorsements.
Oh, yeah.
From this whole thing.
She could do like a toothpaste commercial or something.
Australia. What y'all doing?
She could do like a Bengay commercial in Australia and be successful. So
Lisa said, yeah, she made history as a damn fool. Trump made history as well. So here we go. Ooh. Let me tell you something. 2024 is not over yet.
Unfortunately.
It's not over yet. And y'all already know, we not always have, because I've had some great years. But when we start off like this, the end part has to be over the top.
It's terrible. I'm not looking forward to it. I'm telling you. I'm just not. It's too much is going on. Too much has happened.
She's a teacher from Australia.
Too much has been said. Too much is being done. Too much is still happening right now. Just in the public eye, outside the public eye, in people's personal lives. I just feel like, you just don't want to move because it's like you don't know what's coming next. That's honestly just how I feel about everything right now.
We have so much.
Can we skip to January 2025?
Right. But do we really want to skip? Because I have no idea at this point what 25 going to look like. You understand?
I will say this, right?
She studies dance.
She don't study nothing.
What kind of dance?
Sassy, she don't study no daggone dance.
What kind of dance she study?
Metaphorical dance.
Yeah.
She dance in her head. I will say this though, right? Because I know we are coming to the end.
YouTube taught her nothing.
I know we are coming to the end of the show. So I will say this though, because we were talking about what will 2025 bring and what will the rest of this year bring. I will say this. I started 2024 talking about reciprocity.
Yes.
And I talked about it last night because I was on Jason's show. Shout out to Jason for Beards.
And happy birthday.
And happy birthday to Jason again for Beards and Bald Heads. And I was in the studio last night and we were talking about the word reciprocity. And I started 2024 talking about reciprocity. What I will say what 2025 will look like is the fact that with boundaries, I now know what reciprocity looks like in relationships.
No, really is.
What it is, what it looks like, what it feels like, and what it's supposed
You have to say
be.
all of those because we always have whatever in our head about the word,
what reciprocity
the word.
is.
Yeah, because
What the
Lauryn
definition
Hill
is.
brought this word.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So but what the definition is, living it, right?
Living.
and making it a
and-
part
and
of
that's-
your daily. That's
right.
different.
And
That's
I am
different.
currently living reciprocity. And I
Absolutely.
said that to Jason last night. I said, Jason, you are one of the people that no matter what it is I say and no matter what it is I do, you show up. I don't care what it is. I could say, oh, Jason, I'm doing this at the studio. And it could be right now. He'd come walking in the door while we would be sitting here. If it's my birthday, Jason is showing up. If I say I'm having a cookout, Jason is showing up. I don't care what is going on. If I say Jason, he shows up.
Absolutely.
That's reciprocity. That's why last night, me coming into the studio, I hadn't been here in 2 months. And I didn't know if we was really even coming in here today.
Right.
But I was like, but what I have to do is I have to reciprocate his behavior and I have to show up for him no matter what. And that is what your circle is about.
So for me, it's the same type of thing. I want to show up for the people that show up for me. I am no longer like I used to kill myself trying to do everything and be
For everybody.
the big end all be all
For everybody.
for everyone.
Right.
And I just want the same that I give out. And I think, don't get me wrong, like the people that are in my life know exactly who they are. The people that are in my life, they know, if I've ever poured into them, if I've ever, prayed for you, if I've ever, if you've ever fed me, if you've ever done anything for me, just anything, if you shared a laugh with me, if anything, I appreciate you. Shout out to my wife. I shout her out. Shout out to my family, my nucleus, right? Look, Washington, Ruffin, and it's a whole bunch of last names, but in my family. But shout out to them who literally, you guys don't get to see the side of me that they do,
Right.
and they see my strength and they see my weaknesses, right? And they see everything about me, the raw me, and love me, and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. But yes, I am.
But that's why
I
what I'm
am
saying.
changing. I am changing some things, and it's not going to feel good to a lot of people.
Boundaries, because it's called boundaries.
It's not going to feel good to a lot of people.
And boundaries are lines. When lines
and-
are drawn, that's a boundary
Absolutely.
of what you will accept
Absolutely.
and what you will not accept.
And can I
in
just
relationships.
tell you that the boundaries change just because I allowed something last year or 2 months ago or whatever? That does not mean that in this month I didn't have an aha moment and be like, guess what?
I don't like that.
I don't.
That
like
doesn't
it,
fit me.
and it doesn't fit me.
That
and I
doesn't.
it
That doesn't
feel right.
feel good to me.
Yeah.
So no, I'm not
And
doing.
I'm not accepting
I'm not doing that anymore, and I'm not accepting it. So no, absolutely
in
not.
My Lee Grant voice, Toya, Chanel, don't take no wooden nickels.
There you go. There you go.
Don't take no wooden nickels from nobody.
Absolutely not. Like I said,
That's it.
I shouted out my circle. I shouted out,
Absolutely.
My squad. In the beginning of the show, everybody who has, showed up. No matter what, I love y'all. I love y'all. It comes to a point where when you are experiencing loss almost on a daily basis, obviously your appreciation for those who do continue to show up for you is heightened. It's heightened.
Grows. Absolutely.
You are uberly aware of that, and it's like you start telling everybody all those people that you love them. You make it weird. Like do you know I love you? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you
I
make
hate,
it
like
you make it
and this
weird.
one, it's funny because
like just do
I
it.
will tell you, like, she is not the most sensitive person, right, in the world. I am not the most sensitive. I'm sensitive to my family. I'm sensitive to, like I said, they see a part of me that, my nephews and nieces love them. Shout out to...
I was told I'm overly sensitive, but that's another show.
Not true.
That's another
but,
show.
and that's fine.
Yeah.
But, shout out to my nephew.
Another show about loss.
Right. Shout out to my nephews. My nephew Tim and my nephew Little Mufid, who literally one graduated as a nurse with his BSN, and the other one is headed to Savannah State. So I just want to shout him out because I love them. Again, my work booze, they kind of came in late. So Tierra and Toya, shout out to them.
Yeah.
And shout out to everybody.
Right. Right, right. We getting
We
notes
getting
on
off.
the computer
ready
to end the show.
Finish
Yeah.
that sentence.
To wrap it up.
I have to
Load up the next show. Okay,
video.
listen,
Okay,
we getting
I'm
notes
reading.
on the
I'm
computer
I'm
in front of
kidding.
us.
But
that-
anyway, guys, we love you. You will see us. I am back at it, literally back at it. It's a commitment. And we are going to be talking about a lot of hard subjects, a lot of intricate ones. We are going to be talking a lot about the things that's going on. If you got some topics that you want us to discuss, please hit my inbox, hit Chanel's inbox. If you want to be a guest on the show, come share a chair with us, and let's rock out together.
And as Tasha said, she says sisterhood is a necessity.
Yes, it is.
Boom. On that note, because it's imperative. It is every adjective. It's a necessity. It's imperative. It is
Okay,
it means
Tosh, we'll have a part
sustainability. It means all of those things. And honestly, I don't know where I would be without it. And just the fact that I'm not going to cry again, but just the fact that I am sitting in this studio, in this chair, actually able to formulate a sentence and have a clear enough head to be able to talk to you after not having that for the last 2 months. I thank God for my sisters, and I thank God for my circle.
And let me tell you something.
I don't know where I would be without y'all.
Thank you for tuning in. We love all of y'all for coming back with us. Take this journey with us, please. And we thank you for tuning in tonight, because we haven't been on a long time, but our faithful viewers came in, commenting. I know people like and share and everything, and we love y'all. So we got some interesting shows coming up. All right? So stay tuned. Love you guys.
Thank you. Love you guys for watching. Love you guys for listening. Rest in peace, Melly. Sleep in peace, Melly.
Yes.
Love you.
See you in the morning, girl.
We'll see you all soon.